Good day, everyone. I'm your host, Paul Lawrence Van. Honored to have you here on episode 302. And this particular episode is really special because we have our stage ready keynote speakers that are here. And there are nine of us, nine of the 10. One of our cohorts could not make it, but we'll get her on the follow-up program. But we thank you all for your time here, and we're going to have a wonderful time. And what we're going to do, we're going to ask some questions of these outstanding keynote speakers, and you're going to learn a lot about them. But understand that in the future, in August, I'm going to bring them back for one-on-one interviews as well if their time avails them. So I'm ready to get started. And how about you? We're going to start out today with Michelle Satchel. Now, let me tell you just a little bit about her before we get started. She leads Michelle Satchel Enterprises. She's helping you transform your life and work without burnout. And we can all use that. She's a transformational speaker, coach, trainer, certified virtual presenter, and businesswoman who is passionate about helping you to become the best version that you can be. And so, Michelle, the very first question is, where are you from, and how did your background and upbringing lead to you being a stage-ready keynote speaker today? And you have a minute.
Okay, so first of all, I'm a country girl from West Virginia, and I mean country dirt road, Little House, West Virginia. And I would have never imagined I'd be a speaker. Growing up, I had a speech impairment. And so it was found out when I was about fourth grade after being quiet, my younger sister always speaking up for me. And I went through the speech therapy, and I did not like it because I had to be pulled away from my class. And I always thought, man, what are they thinking about me? Because back then it was like going to special ed. I was going away from my class to the speech therapist. But looking back now, I feel like it was a blessing in disguise. God was preparing me even as a little girl, I think, for where I am right now. My mother she sang a lot of gospel songs. And so she formed a gospel group of me and my sisters and her. And so we were traveling around singing, having to be in front of people. I think that helped me. I didn't know it back then. And then just deciding to work on myself and grow myself and develop myself over the years and allow me to advance in my career and senior leadership, and then being in front speaking, going out representing the United States Mint coins.
Fantastic.
And so I know to connect coins to America, but I connect people to their purpose, to their power, and for them to grow and develop. And so that has been my journey. I never would have thought I'd be here.
Oh, fantastic. And thank you for sharing that. That's really amazing. And we were going to learn a lot more about that in that one-on-one interview. Next, I'm going to go to Janet Upton. And Janet, let me tell you a little bit about her. She's known as the cash flow diva. She's a real estate developer, and she teaches people how to own and run a rental property empire so you can create wealth and cash flow and build a legacy for your family. I'm ready to sign up now, Janet. And the question to you is, how did your upbringing impact and get you to this spot here as a stage-ready keynote speaker? And we have a minute.
Okay. All right. Well, as Paula said, I'm the cash flow diva. I buy houses like women buy shoes. However, I was raised in poverty in the Christopher Columbus Project, New Jersey, Building 4, Apartment 15C, as a matter of fact. The elevators were often broken, and we had to climb 15 flights of stairs with both groceries and laundry. I almost got raped on one of those occasions. And like 77% of Americans today, to parents who lived from paycheck to paycheck, never owned anything. So my upbringing was full of struggle, including suffering from low self-esteem, being kicked out of my parents' place at 21. But that reality gave me a hunger to break generational poverty. So today, I stand on stages as a witness that God can take you from overlooked to unstoppable. Now with 100 plus properties and over $800 million in real estate transactions. So I share the stage because if he did it for me, he can do it for you.
All right.
Right.
Thank you so much, Janet. That was just every time I hear that, it's like I'm there. So thank you very much. Next, we're going to go to Etta, and let me give you a little bit of background on her so you can learn more about her as well. She's a licensed, first of all, a keynote speaker. She's a licensed realtor, membership strategist, and youth empowerment. And she also works with community development, advocacy, and humanitarianism. And she's a purpose-driven leader, speaker, and storyteller with a passion for building thriving communities, empowering youth, and elevating voices across the African diaspora. So welcome, Etta. And if you could share how your background leads up to you becoming a speaker today.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Etta McCoy. I was born and raised in West Africa. I've always been a yes ma'am person from my childhood, but I noticed I always spoke life into people when I would sit with them to talk or when I would go on these community services. I'm able to sit with young women and just talk to them. And I was like, I think I have a voice to create a space where I can bring women together and, you know, talk with them and share my experience in life. So that is what drove me to become a speaker. And so far, I'm enjoying it because I have spoke at various places where I was able to bring healing to young women and also women that were experiencing things that I've been through. And that is where I found my love for speaking. And I want to continue to do this and empower more women that are quiet, being told not to speak up, and create a safe space for them.
Oh, fantastic. And thank you so much for that. And I know that mission of yours is going to make a world of difference, not only here, but around the world. Next, we're going to go to Michael Pope Jr. He's awesome. Michael is, of course, a keynote speaker. He leads Michael Pope Training. He's an international keynote speaker, helping high achievers break free from hesitation and step boldly into action with confidence. He's a coach and trainer, was executive director with Maxwell Leadership. So without further ado, Michael, let's share how your background has led you to become a keynote speaker today.
Thank you, Paul, and greetings, everyone. I am Michael Pope, as Paul mentioned, international speaker, coach, and trainer, helping high achievers stop hesitating and take bold action. And so for me, I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, natural introvert, terrified of public speaking, and I never would speak up. I wouldn't speak up in meetings. I wouldn't speak up in greetings. I was labeled as being very shy. They were like, oh, Michael's quiet. And other people would speak up for me. But Paul, I dove into personal development and I found my voice. And I started listening to all these inspirational speakers, people like the Les Browns, the Zig Ziglars. And I would listen to these powerful speakers. And I said, man, these people are impacting me with their words. And I wanted to be able to do the same thing. So I had to force myself to overcome my fear of public speaking. And once I started that process, I was like, hey, I can do what those other greats have done. I can inspire people with my words. And so I started pursuing public speaking from that day forward.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Michael, from the great state of North Carolina. And next, I want to bring on Dr. Carol Ross Burnett. And let me tell you a little bit about her. She's a keynote speaker, a singer, award-winning songwriter, producer, speaker, and author who sings in Christian and secular settings and presents workshops on a variety of topics. And today she primarily supports Christian singing. And she's also the founder of the Platform Workshops for Christian Artists and Women in Creative Arts, Ministry, and Leadership. And without further ado, if you would please share about your upbringing and how it brought you here to the stage-ready keynote speaker.
Absolutely, Paul. And thank you so much for having me here. I grew up in the Jim Crow South, and that was a scenario where we were told what we could and could not do. The Black church was our platform. It was our leadership training institute. It was the nurturing where the mothers of the church would say, "Sang, baby." And my mother put me in the choir when I was 6 years old in the adult choir. So I've been singing ever since then, the stage has been my friend as a singer, performer all through high school, musical productions, songwriting, background vocals, you name it. I love singing, but I also have this love of learning. And my professional career took me down a path of helping professions where I was always working with marginalized groups, those who didn't have a voice, the underrepresented. And I was always speaking for them. And that led me into training and teaching and all of those kinds of things. So I am no stranger to standing in front of crowds. I've trained and talked to literally thousands of law students and others in higher education, as well as executives and those in corporate America. But I wanted to do something a little different. And we'll talk about that later, about the stage ready and how that's different for me.
Okay.
But that's my background. I love it. I'm a ham. I confess it. I love being on stage.
All right, fantastic. I just want you to know they threw me out of church for singing, okay?
Well, I like to say that I help people make their dreams come true, reveal to them what's possible, that they can do it.
Okay, fantastic, and thank you. And now I'm going to want to bring on Lisa Jennings, and let me tell you a little bit about her. She is listed as Lee Jen Speaks to Inspire and Ignite. She's a best-selling author, keynote speaker, philanthropist, and she's also an Army veteran, which several veterans are in here. And Lisa, how did your upbringing lead you to become a keynote speaker?
Well, good evening. And Paul, thank you again for having me here. I am from the Midwest, from Chicago, the South Side.
Okay.
I grew up in an environment where there were not a lot of, I want to say, activities and things like that that would inspire from my environment. I was always a leader in the environment where I lived. I also grew up in California, so I had a lot of diverse background, and joining the military also helped with that. So yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and we really appreciate your service, of course. And now we're going to go to Malaysia Harrell. Welcome. Let me tell you a bit about her. She's a founder of Blissful Life Consulting. She's a psychotherapist, spiritual transformation coach, mental health and wellness advocate, corporate wellness strategist and consultant. She's also a veteran, U.S. Air Force, Fly Fight, Let's Win, keynote speaker, author, and board member. Malaysia, where are you from? And how did you get here to become a keynote speaker?
Yes, thank you so much, Paul, for this opportunity to bring us all back together from the Stage Ready Speaker Series. And I'm just so honored to be here with you today. And as Paul said, I'm a spiritual transformation coach. I help women go from success to soul fulfillment. And I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts, Basketball Hall of Fame. Which is a small town where I grew up in an environment. It was filled with love, but also with trauma, poverty, and unspoken pain, like many of us experience. And as a child, I quickly learned how to smile through that struggle, because what did they say? What goes on at home stays at home. Yes. And so I became the helper, the strong one, the high achiever. And leadership wasn't just something that I stepped into, it was actually how I survived. So carrying that weight came with a cost, but I kept pushing. I earned all the degrees, the titles, and eventually after 9/11 became commissioned in the United States military. And on the outside, I looked like success, but on the inside, I was silently unraveling. And it wasn't until 2020, after returning from a deployment and having a near-death experience, I was hospitalized with sepsis, a life-threatening infection that nearly took me out. And while I was lying in the bed, I was stripped of all of those titles and everything that I knew. At that time, I realized that all the strength I'd used to survive wasn't the same strength I needed to heal. So that was the moment that became a turning point for me to go into the full-time speaker arena. And that's why I speak today. It's not just to inspire, but it's to help others unmask, heal, and rise. And my story isn't just mine. It's a mirror for every person who has suffered in silence.
All right. Fantastic. And thank you so much. I'll wrap up this particular question by saying I'm from a small town called Henderson, North Carolina, just north of Raleigh. And I was in a lot of plays when I was in elementary school. And I think that led to me becoming a speaker today. And then my father, he was also a speaker. My father, he went as far as the third grade, but over the course of his life, he was a union leader, and he spoke all over the United States with the AFL-CIO. And I think that's part of my history as well. So, okay, on question 2, did speaking find you, or did you find speaking, Malaysia?
So, that's a good question. I do believe that we're inherently born with certain traits, but I think that speaking definitely found me. Because I didn't set out to be a keynote speaker. Originally, I wanted to, become a senator or a congresswoman. But I didn't set out for this. Was set out to survive. And I
Okay.
used, you know, everything on the outside, the mask, the titles, to become what I thought was survival. I
Okay.
thought that's what I needed to be in order to thrive in this world. That's what, coming from where I came from, it was like, okay, you either have to sink or swim. And so after the near death experience and the years of wearing that mask, God gave me a message too powerful to keep quiet. I think a lot of us sometimes it's uncomfortable to be vulnerable and share our stories, especially when we want to be perfect on the outside. But people began inviting me to share my story. And that's what helped me to start my own healing journey. And while helping my clients on their healing journey, I just really encourage everyone, as much as possible, is to share your story, because you never know what your story is going to do to help save another life. So that's how it became my calling.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to go to Lisa Jennings. And did speaking find you, or did you find speaking? And let's keep them in sound bites.
Well, honestly, speaking found me. My journey is that of grief trauma. I speak about grief and loss. I lost my son, 24-year-old son, who passed away on my birthday. From that moment, everything in my life had changed. And I found myself in the right room at the right time and took the opportunity to become a speaker, to stand up and stand in the gap, to be a catalyst for those that have gone through grief and trauma, that find themselves in a place where they can't get up. So I teach a framework called Rise, right? Where, the Phoenix phase after you've gone through that fire. So as a paradigm strategist, I share my story and I help people to get through and process the transformation of coming through grief trauma.
Okay, through the speech. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go to Dr. Carol. And again, did you find speaking, or did speaking find you?
Honestly, I think we found each other like two long lost friends running in slow motion across the meadow of flowers. I knew the stage was home for me. I didn't necessarily see what was at the end, but the training that I received in church and all through high school, and then into college, and then in my professional career as a counselor, and then as a coach, and then as a DEI consultant, all of these things prepared me and set me center stage, whether I want to be center stage or not. It seems to find me, single me out no matter where I am. And I'm grateful for that.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And we're going to go to Michael. Michael, did you find speaking, or did it find you?
I think I found speaking. I think because I had to work so hard as a natural introvert, terrified of public speaking, that once I started studying it and realizing the true impact that we can make as speakers, I started pursuing it, reading books, listening to audio, studying other speakers on a regular basis. So absolutely, I found speaking.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And Etta, the same for you. Did you find speaking, or did it find you?
I'll say both. Listening to Dr. Miles, my favorite speaker, And also, basically, in the place where I felt like I lost my voice, I really didn't set out to be a speaker, but as I encounter and interact with many people, they were like, oh, you should speak more because you tend to have a way of reaching people and connecting with people. So I just kept praying about it and then continuing to listen to Dr. Miles, who has helped me a lot in understanding what my purpose is and what a purpose of a woman is. So I think speaking found me, but I think I was yearning for it. So I kept talking more to people.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. And we were going to go to Janet Tompkins, and she's a cash flow diva, of course. Did speaking find you, or did you find speaking?
Speaking found me. I was just sharing it in churches and other areas, just how I turned pain into property and then setbacks into success. But a friend said to me, you know, Janet, it's a sin if you don't go out and let the world see the light, gifts, and the purpose God placed inside you. So then people started inviting me to speak. And eventually I realized that this isn't just storytelling, it's ministry for me, it's impact, and it's my calling. And I absolutely love it. And I was an introvert and still am an introvert at heart, just like every other people.
All right. All right. And Michelle Satchel, did you find speaking or did it find you?
We found each other.
There you go.
We found each other. It was a process, and it was learning and growing and developing, and opportunities that God put in my path that put me in the platform where I discovered that I could make a difference. I could make an impact. And that's what I want to do. And so, yes, we found each other.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know if I actually started this second question, but real quick from me, I primarily, I was at a conference in Kansas City, and Les Brown was there. And I heard him speak, and I thought to myself, that's what I'm going to do. And years later, probably, I don't know, 8 years later, I left a job after I retired from the Pentagon, and I started speaking part-time. And then I went to my hometown and spoke to all the schools within the county. And that's when I knew it was time for me. Okay, so let's go with question 3. We're going to go with Michelle Satchel. What inspired you to invest in the Stage Ready program, and why now?
Actually, it's a good question. And thank you, Paul,
Sure.
for the question. And for me, it was a matter of, I had gone to SpeakerCon previously with Dr. Sherwood. I've invested in several other different programs, but I felt like I wanted to just take my speech to another level.
Sure.
And so this was that opportunity that I saw for myself. And I'm so grateful that I did, because it allowed me to take my speaking to another level, but take the impact as a result of the speaking to another level. And so, yes, that's what led me there.
All right, fantastic. Glad to be in that cohort. And now I'm going to go to Janet Tompkins as it pertains to investing in the Stage Ready program, and why now?
I also met Dr. Sherwood at SpeakerCon. And so I had a choice between either Lisa Nichols or Dr. Sherwood. So I chose Dr. Sherwood because, first of all, she's local and she's someone that you can touch, see, and feel. And I did not regret it. And I've been speaking for years, but I wanted to sharpen my message, increase my visibility, and then monetize it at a higher level. So Stage Ready was the next step to take my story global with polished presence and power. As a matter of fact, I'll be going to Spain with her as a result of that.
Fantastic. So Etta, Stage Ready program, and why now?
So I've been following Dr. Cheryl for a long time, and I've been contemplating on, should I join? Should I join? And I think a friend of mine joined, who later on I saw her speaking and she sounded very well. I'm like, I think Dr. Cheryl is someone I could trust with the next step to get me out of my shell, so that way I can be able to speak, learn how to present myself on the stage. So that was a great investment and I don't regret it.
Yes, fantastic, fantastic. Michael, Stage Ready program, and now.
Absolutely. Yes. I first met Dr. Cheryl through her SpeakerCon. I competed in that. And then I joined as her GSU membership as well. So I was part of that program, graduated, and I wanted more of Dr. Cheryl and her coaching. And so that's why I joined Stage Ready.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. So I'm going to go to Dr. Carol now. It's in terms of the Speaker Ready program and why now?
Well, I had also been to SpeakerCon. We have similar experiences. I had been through a couple of speaker programs before and just didn't feel the right connection, although they were fantastic, lots of great information. But when I saw Dr. Cheryl, I said, oh, that's my person. And it still took me a couple of years to come back around. But I wanted to get different content, not content, an approach that was different than the content heavy speaking and training that I have been doing. I feel like this is ministry and it is my calling as well. And people tell me all the time, there's something about you. And I want to tell them, yes, it's the anointing. You need Jesus. I don't always say that, but that's what it's about. And so I got that from the fact that I could be fearless with my faith-based speaking and also talk about my faith.
Oh, fantastic. We need Jesus today here in this world.
Yes.
All right, Lisa Jennings, Stage Ready program and why now?
Divine intervention. I went through a process of grief, and a friend of mine invited me to SpeakerCon. I flew into DC only to support her, and through my journey, God kept whispering movement for me, and He kept whispering to do this. So I joined the GSU program, and going through that program inspired me so much because I had talked to people about my journey. It's very heavy. The way that Dr. Cheryl actually coached and taught through the GSU program, I decided to take the leap and join the Stage Ready program. And I'm glad I did, because now I've learned, she's encouraged me to stand up, to show other people how to heal in public, right? To show what it looks like when you've gone through that journey. So as a paradigm strategist, that's what I do now. I show people how to heal going through grief and loss.
Fantastic, fantastic. And thank you for that, Lisa. We're going to go to Malaysia at this time, Stage Ready program and why now?
Yes, so now is the perfect time, of course. I met Dr. Cheryl years ago when we were both in a documentary together, and I followed her for many, many years. I've attended many of her events, the speaker cons, and I've carried my powerful story for years, but now I needed to know how to master my story. So I've been on different stages all over the world. And after everything I've overcome, I didn't just want to speak. I wanted to actually be impactful and help to transform lives. So Dr. Cheryl, of course, she was my top choice. She has integrity, excellence, and the alignment that I needed in a coach to help me to develop into the speaker that I am today. And this was my season to stop hiding, to get off the sidelines of my voice. So I'm just grateful for this opportunity.
Oh, fantastic. And just real quick, Dr. Bertha Winston is with us, even though we can't get her image here because she's in another location, but we want to let her know, everyone know that she's here and she's listening, supporting us in her absence. Next, I'm going to go to Michelle Hawkins and the Stage Ready program and why now?
Stage Ready program and why now? Because I am a masterpiece in progress. And I'm just so grateful for all of the people that I've met along this journey. So Stage Ready was just another platform that has enabled and helped me empower my voice and my story.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And that's just a wonderful way to put it, Michelle. And for me, the program, I've been through a lot of speaker programs over the years. And I just felt that I had a little break because I was raising my two children. I have two Generation Z children. So I took a break to raise them, and now I'm going back at it. I don't even talk to my kids anymore. I say it's all about me now. And so the Stage Ready program is a right on time program. I had looked at two other programs, but again, as many of you experienced, I wanted to go local. I wanted to invest in my community. And Dr. Cheryl was the one. And the thing I love about her, she pushes you to be your best. And to me, that was worth the investment all by itself. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's get started again with Michelle. This is going to be question 3. And what we're going to do, if we can do our responses now, I'll provide our responses in about 30 seconds, because I want to try to get as many in as possible. We're kind of at the midway point. So the question is, let's get into the speeches now. So when it comes to that, Michelle Hawkins, I just want you to just give just a synopsis of your speech. Give us the title and what's the theme of your particular speech that you provided, keynote speech that you provided.
Okay, this comes with the training with GSU Academy, the 30 seconds. Okay, so that's saying yes to yourself without feeling guilt, because so many times we always say yes to everything else, and we really want to say no. And so being in the beauty and wellness industry for all these years and being customer service, et cetera, it had crippled me. And so many other people, we always saying yes, and we always put ourselves last. So self-care starts with you. You cannot be anything for anybody else if you're not your best for yourself. That's it.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Right there in that 30-second range. I love it. All right, Malaysia, let's talk about in terms of yourself and how this particular question impacts you.
Yeah, so the name of my title was Unmask: Becoming Who You Were Always Meant to Be.
Yes.
And sometimes we go through things in life that, and we're born with a purpose that we can't always see. And so sometimes we go through things that kind of shift us into our purpose. And a lot of times we wear this mask of what society deems as success, what everybody deems as success. And when you start to remove that mask, you open yourself up to the possibilities of life, of being able to walk into your divine assignment. And we talked a lot about being in divine alignment with your divine assignment. And so that's was very powerful for me. And I just pray that it blessed other people abundantly.
Oh, fantastic. And thank you. Thank you very much. And Lisa, let's talk about your speech. We're going to do the 30 seconds and how your speech, how it came about, the theme, the central theme. Just 30 seconds.
The Phoenix phase, rise from its ashes. First of all, the Phoenix phase is the last thing my son said to me, that he thought I was like a phoenix. And writing this, I learned to understand that grief, loss, doesn't ask for permission. It just arrives. It shows up, it stays, it sits, and it changes everything. So the Phoenix phase and rising is the process of the Phoenix. They say the Phoenix rises from its ashes, but they don't tell you that first it burns. So you have to go through that fire. And once you go through, you become reborn, rebirth, something different. The power of choice. That's where the framework rise come from. You know, radical acceptance, inspiring yourself, self-care, and empowerment. You know,
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And Dr. Carol, your speech, amazing.
Thank you so much. My speech was on your gift will make room for you. And that is from Proverbs 18:16. A pastor counseled me with that proverb many years ago when I was trying to figure out what next step did I want to take. And as a result of that, I came up with a framework that worked for me and that has worked for me over all these years. And so I'm here to tell people, as a result of being told as a child and in my community, all the things we could not do, that all things are possible with God. And I have a 4D framework that I offer, which helps people to define their goal, to develop a plan to reach their goal, to devote time to their goal, and then to deliver on their goal, not to give up. So that's what my speech and the work that I do with clients when I'm coaching is about.
Okay, thank you so much. Michael Pope, your speech, no one can forget it, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so the title of my speech was called Be a Doer, and that's based on James 1:22, be a doer of the word. And also, it inspired me to write a book. So during this journey, I started working on my book, and it was just released last week, Doers Win the Day, based on that talk and a keynote that I've given in the past.
Yes, yes.
So it's all about helping people break free from hesitation. So thank you.
Yes, very good. Congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
Okay, Edha, let's talk about your speech title and the evolution of it.
So the reason why I chose "You Are Not Buried, You Are Planted," it's because most of the time we feel buried in our lives and we forget why God placed us in a certain space. We are brought into a space for a purpose. And when you don't know your purpose, you end up getting lost and you end up feeling buried. So everything that happens in your life is not meant to bury you. It's actually meant to grow you, a lesson from it. So that's what that speech derived from. And that is what I walk in. And I've also created what is it called? A 12-month journal to help women. And it's called Seeds of Hope for Her. That basically walks you through day by day of not feeling buried, but knowing that every incident is to plant you and to grow you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I want to go to Janet in terms of your speech title, Riveting.
It was Leap. No credit, no cosigner, and no excuses. And I'm targeting both women and children. I want them to walk away knowing they don't need perfect conditions. They don't need perfect credit or cosigners, but they do need belief, courage, faith, and then strategy. And then I teach them how to activate all four of those.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. And now with Michelle Satchel, you could talk about your speech and then the evolution of it.
The title of my speech was Fight for It because it's worth it. And the evolution of it was from a place of many of us where we are tempted to settle for what life hands us. Yes. And we convince ourselves that we're fine, but fine is the new definition of settling. And so I came to activate everyone to make a decision, to decide, to commit, and to fight for it because it's worth it. What more you want is worth it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And for me, lead yourself first is primarily just taking that personal responsibility. If you run into some adversity, then you're going to need to find a way to navigate through it. And adversity demands self-leadership, and that's primarily what mine was all about. And now I'm going to go back to Michelle. Michelle, what is your primary target market and the audience that you wish to serve? Michelle Satchel.
Well, I'm speaking to the powerhouse women and leaders that have settled. They look good on the outside, but they're struggling on the inside. They're empty, they're miserable, they're worn out, exhausted, overworked. They're making the good money, but it came with a high price. They got the titles and the offices, but they want more. Okay. And sometimes they just need someone to help them find more and know that it's possible. And I'm that person for them.
Oh, fantastic. Janet.
Okay. I serve
primary target market.
I do serve ambitious women and now children because I'm starting a kiddie academy, but not only with real estate, but with financial literacy. So I help them build wealth through real estate. I offer coaching, online courses. I fund my students with their first properties. workshops, and then I have a signature program called Rental Property Prosperity. And I also speak, consult, and provide real estate investment partnerships as well.
Oh, great. I tell you, you all have some amazing programs. Etta, what is your target market? You get your, yeah.
Oh, so my target audience for my message and my book, Seeds of Hope and Seeds of Hope for Her, is for women who are in a season of transition, healing, rediscovering themselves. These are also for women, faith-based women, often from ages 25 to 55, who are experiencing loss, betrayal, burnout, emotional pain, and looking for spiritual guidance. That's what my and then personal growth. My market is basically includes Christian women, faith-based organization, women in ministry, healing and empowering group.
Okay.
Yes.
Michael, your target audience?
Yeah, so I speak mostly to high achievers. So these are people who are action takers, but sometimes they hesitate or they doubt themselves. Maybe they deal with perfectionism or just some type of delay or some type of emotion is holding them back from being their true greatness.
Okay, thank you so much. And Dr. Carol, your target market.
Yes, once again, more than one. Through my company, CRB Global LLC, I work with organizations, many in the legal profession, but also in other settings in nonprofit, entertainment, higher education. And I help them understand how it's possible to have a more welcoming and inclusive workplace. I consider myself a possibility strategist. And so I do that on several levels with corporations, with businesses, but also with women in small groups and also with individuals. So I have a group of women right now called Women in Creative Arts Ministry and Leadership. We've been together 5 years. I'm about to expand that. Everybody wants to join that small group. The small group is like, no, this is our group. So I am going to expand it and make it possible for there to be other groups.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Lisa, your target market?
My target market would be those that have experienced grief and loss. Grief and loss is not just about the passing of a loved one. It could be a divorce, it could be the loss of a job. So anyone who's gone through that and needs that support and understanding how to get past those things, to be transformed when you've lost something, you need to be renewed to understand, how do I get past this stuck point?
Fantastic.
Yes.
Malaysia, your target market, please.
Yes, so my target market is high achieving women, especially professionals, entrepreneurs, and veterans who look like they have it all together, but they feel unfulfilled inside. They tend to spend years wearing the mask of success while silently battling burnout, trauma, and disconnection from their true purpose.
Okay, fantastic. And Michelle Hawkins, your target market, please.
So I specialize in showing women and a few good men over 40 that aging is a new beginning, not a limitation. As a master holistic wellness coach, like I said before, with over 25 years in the beauty and wellness industry, I teach and educate and train women, mostly over 40, how to reclaim their confidence by unleashing their inner power, strengthening their bodies through nutrition and movement, and improving their self-image to achieve anything they set their minds to.
Okay, fantastic. I love that. A few good men. All right, so why don't we go back to you, Michelle? Well, first of all, I'll just share that for me, I work with C-suite leaders and small business owners for corporate leadership core competencies to help them develop other leaders within their organizations. And then with leadership coaching, it's the self-leadership, because I really believe that in order to make communities stronger, you have to have people that are good leaders in their personal lives, because we all have to lead our own life. And then the professional side, in addition to that. So I'm going to go back to Michelle Hawkins with the next question. What is the best way for people to meeting planners to contact you?
So thank you, Paul, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me today and all of us. I am on all social media platforms, Michelle Hawkins, just as you see my name on the screen, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and my email address is beautyandwellness.50@gmail.com.
Okay.
Very easy to connect with me. I'm always, well, I'm not going to say I'm always accessible, but I get a lot of DMs and messages. So easy to find me. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Michelle. All right. Malaysia, how can people contact you? Meeting planners.
So meeting planners can contact me by contacting info@malaysiaharrell.com. And of course, I'm on all social media platforms, Malaysia H. Harrell, LinkedIn, Instagram, and then also my website, malaysiaharrell.com. If you actually go to the speakers tab, you'll find my EPK readily and available.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Lisa, how can media planners contact you?
Yes, hi. Thank you again, Paul. Thank you so much for having us here. Meeting planners, you can find me on all platforms. Lisa Jennings Speaks to Inspire, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are my primary. My email address is lejenn84@yahoo. And you can also reach me utilizing the telephone number. There is a telephone number, 301-655-1880. Give me a call.
Sure. All right. Dr. Carol, how can meeting planners reach you?
Yes, they can go to my website, carolrossburnett.com. The email address attached to that website is carol@carolrossburnett.com. Also, my CRB Global LLC has lots of information on my professional background and working with corporate America, higher education, etc. on LinkedIn, carolrossburnett.com. And you can reach me at drcarol811@gmail.com. And there's a phone number, 213-632-6787. Lots of parts to me. I'm still figuring it out.
Okay, that's okay. Michael Pope, how can people, meeting planners and companies reach you?
So I'm on all major social media platforms at Michael J. Pope Jr. Also, you can go to bookmichaelpope.com or doerswintheday.com to learn more. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Etta, how can meeting planners contact you?
So thank you again for that. I'm on every social media platform. I'm on LinkedIn, has Etta Joa McCoy. Instagram has Etta the Realtor. And also they can email me at info@ettajoa.com. And also email me at info@ettajoamccoy.com. And then my website is www.ettajoamccoy.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
So much.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you. Janet, how can people reach you?
I'm also on all of the platforms as the Cash Flow Diva. My website, which there's a problem with it now, but I'm going to find out what's going on. But it is thecashflowdiva.com, as well as info@cashflowdiva.com. You can reach me by email at janet@thecashflowdiva.com. And telephone number associated with that is 410-989-1243.
Fantastic. Thank you. And Michelle Satchel, how can meeting planners reach you to get you to come out and speak for them?
Well, all meeting planners can reach me on my website, michellesatchel.com. And I'm on social media platforms as Michelle Satchel as well. And my email is michelle@michellesatchel.com. So easy to access.
Okay, fantastic. And for me, they can just go to www.paulvanspeaks.com and also at area code 240-416-5077. Now, Michelle Satchel, you have the next question. And this one, what's next for you in terms of your vision and goals and dreams as a speaker? Or you can just answer one of them. Yeah, just
What's next?
the vision. Yeah, what's next? Uh-huh.
So I just finished my book, and so my book will be released soon, Evolve Freely. I will be having courses, online
Okay.
courses to go with it, and just expanding more to make an impact, masterminds and work with teams and individuals to achieve what they want in life, the more that they want in life.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Janet, what's next for you as a speaker?
I'll also be completing my book, Purses, Hills, Houses You Choose. Okay, that's for women who say that they don't have money, but I see $200 Nike shoes on the baby's feet and so forth. So it's our priorities that I want us to get together. And of course, I'm taking this message worldwide on bigger stages and even the corporate platforms. I'm launching a podcast, working on the Kitty Academy to teach financial literacy, starting at 3 and 4 years old.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm not just building a brand, I'm building a movement.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay, Etta, what's your goal for the future as a speaker? The dream?
My goal is to basically speak at more events and more engagement that empowers women. I'll be launching my book in September. I'm
Okay.
traveling to Minnesota, and my goal is I'll be in Ghana in December to share my books. Yeah, especially the journal. I want to focus on the journal because it's something that will draw women back to who they are. I picked 12 women from the Bible, and I used each of them in each month to express, to basically explain how they went through their they experienced life and how they overcame it, their resilience and everything. So I wanted to kind of draw women more to that, so that we can heal, because I feel like we're covered. We're all, like Malaysia said, we're all wearing masks just so we can look healed, but literally we're broken inside. And I know there are so many women that needs to feel this and hear this. So I want to take it out there and help, so that way we can be the next, strong force out there, because we are the product of what you see today in this world. Women, bringing out great leaders, young women. So I want to make sure this book actually is in the hands of every woman out there. So that's my goal.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic.
Yes.
Michael Pope, your goals, dreams as a speaker for the future.
All right, so got some great things going on. I mentioned before, I just released my book last week, so that's out there. I'm also traveling to Orlando next month in August, and I've got a 45-minute session that I'm delivering down in Orlando in August, and then I also have a longer keynote in December down in Orlando as well, and a few other smaller speaking engagements in between. So just getting on more stages.
Fantastic, fantastic. Dr. Carol, your vision, goals as a speaker in the future.
Yes, a couple of things, more than that, but I'll only name two. When I did my dissertation, I did it on the role of the church in facilitating conversation about race and racism. And I am going to pursue that as a program whereby we can begin to engage in some of that difficult dialogue that's really necessary to move us forward as people, as a nation, as a world. That's one thing. The other thing I'm going to do is begin to work more with women in small groups, as I mentioned already. And I am going to be developing some online workshops as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. And Lisa, what is your vision, dreams as a speaker for the future?
Well, for the future, I'm waiting for approval for 501(c), start a foundation, Avery's Heart, in honor of the children that are left behind when a loved one passes. In addition to that, I am actually going to be, I'm working on producing a journal tip book of dialectic behavior, and you can journal from that. Again, I talk about grief and loss, but it's grief and loss is more than just about a burial of a loved one. People who have gone to lose their jobs, they've lost, their independence, they've lost a lot of things that keeps them in this stuck point that they can't move forward. And it can look just like someone has passed away. So the dialectic behavior training that I teach and will have in my journal tip book is going to be coming out soon. So look for it.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Malaysia, your goals, vision as a speaker in the future.
Oh, that's a great question. So for me, God is leading me to expansion, both globally and impactfully. I have several things coming up. I have a book launch coming shortly with
Okay.
God Has My Six. That is
Mhm.
my teaching memoir about my healing journey. And it is a healing blueprint for those who want to expand and to elevate to the next level in a rapid manner. I'm stepping on more global stages to share my
Mhm.
message of healing and
Okay.
purpose. I'll be speaking in London this year. I'll be speaking in Atlanta. If you follow me, you'll see all the speaking engagements that I have coming up. So a lot more speaking. I'm hosting a transformational retreats. I have one in September in the DMV area. And just coaching through my Aligned Success Academy and building a movement to help others unmask and rise. I feel like this is just the beginning for us.
Fantastic, fantastic. And as for me, I'm looking at doing more of the collaborations. Of some of the organizations, nonprofit organizations, as an example, one that was great for me in the past. I'm going to go back to them. And typically what I do with that is get a contract with them. So I had the 12 city speaking tour. That's what I'm aiming for now, to do more of those tours. Travel so much that I break the wheel on my luggage again. That's how much I want to travel. The kids can't talk to me anymore. All right. So I want to get with Michelle. Michelle Hawkins. Did I miss you, Michelle, on that rotation?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Let me get you there. I got happy, but I want you to be happy now. Yeah. Turn your speaker on.
I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. Yeah. Oh, you want me to answer the question?
Yeah.
Yes, that would be nice.
Okay. So just to continue
Your
really
vision as a speaker.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. To really continue to walk in my purpose that I know God had already ordered my steps in, but I've always been afraid because, I was a people pleaser. So, really staying focused on the goal that the work is not about me, it is about his kingdom, and also being a transformational leader. And I had the opportunity of going to Greece, and other opportunities are coming to continue being an international voice of change. I too have a book launch coming soon. I just I just published my first book, Nutrition, the number 4, The Soul, in July. And God told me it's supposed to be a series. So it'll be another series coming at the end of the year. So I'm just really excited about just walking in the vision that I know that he has for me, and to make impact on people's lives. That's the goal. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. And since I forgot to call on Michelle Hawkins before, we're going to start the last question with her. My apologies, Michelle.
That's okay, my friend. That's okay.
Okay, for viewers and listeners, and we have people from Italy here. We have Italy people here. We have Anthony here. We have several people there. Other Stephen from Italy, Cecilia from Italy. They're also listening in, and many others. But this is going to be the last question, and we'll keep it to a minute for or less. But viewers and listeners, what words of wisdom do you want to share for people who are struggling and finding life to be overwhelming?
Oh, my goodness. Never give up. Never give up, because I too struggled. In 2023, it was one of the darkest times of my life. I was in a rabbit hole and I didn't even know I was in it. And just waking up every morning was a task. It was a lot going on, and I didn't know how to get out. But I was surrounded with the right people. God will place the right people in your life. So never give up. Never give up. It is a non-negotiable. And to keep striving for what you believe in, it will come true. I'm a living example. It will come true.
Oh, fantastic. That was wonderful. Wonderful. Malaysia, what do you say to people who are finding that they struggle today or being overwhelmed today that you can pass on to them?
So, if people are struggling right now, I just want you to know that this isn't your ending,
Mhm.
it's your awakening. You're not broken, you're becoming. The pain that you're facing right now isn't meant to punish you. It's actually preparing you for something higher that your vision as a human mind can't even see. So don't be afraid to take off that mask. Ask for help.
Mhm.
Healing is not a weakness. Sometimes we hear that in our community that it's weakness to ask for help, but
Mhm.
it's courage
Mhm.
that you need to ask and to show people that it is okay to ask for help and to keep going. So just keep
Mhm.
going.
Outstanding, outstanding. Lisa, please pass on people who are struggling or overwhelmed at this time some words of wisdom for them. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Paul. Everyone, I want you to know you heard my story. My story was about grief trauma of losing my 24-year-old son. But again, I say to you that grief and loss comes in many forms. And if you feel that you are there and you're feeling that and hiding in silence, don't be afraid to get help. There are times I got help. I needed it. And this is where I learned and things turned around and transformed. I learned dialectic behavior. I learned so many things that I needed to know. Don't be afraid to get help. Reach out to your professional doctor, your therapist, a close friend, and don't stay in silence. Get mental help. It is okay to not be okay and to reach out for help. I wanted to show you this. Look, this is the start. So look for this, right? This is that journal tip book about
Mhm.
dialectic
Great.
behavior. I'm working on it for you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Lisa. And Dr. Carol, for the people out there who are struggling and overwhelming, please share some advice to help them out.
Absolutely. My advice would be to find community. You do not have to go through this alone. There are others who are struggling in the same way as you who have already been through it. They're on the other side. They can offer support, advice. They can love on you when you need it. They can give you tough love when you need it. And I would ask you to feel free to go to my website and join my mailing list at carolrossburnett.com to join one of these women's groups that I'm going to be forming, because it is really critical that you have others in your life who can love on you, support you, and help you make it through.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Michael, if you can provide some words of wisdom for people who may be overwhelmed now. Thank you.
Absolutely. So if you're struggling, you're feeling overwhelmed, just flick that emotion off your shoulder and become a doer and win the day. Develop the discipline to do whatever it takes anyway, right? Just do it anything. Focus on that one thing that you need to do, that one action.
Mhm.
Eliminate whatever excuses are holding you back and take personal responsibility for your attitude and your actions, and you will win the day.
Mhm. Fantastic. Thank you, Michael. Etta, some words of wisdom.
So, words of wisdom in that dark space that you're in, that is where you need to draw closer to the light.
Mhm.
Don't drown in it. If you're faith based, get closer to your creator. Sometimes those struggling moment is God trying to pull you closer to him. So
Mhm.
find, like Miss Michelle said, find someone that you can confide in. Talk to them. Read more about God, and try your best to just draw closer to him, because that dark space that you're in, if you allow it, it will
Mhm.
drown you. But come up for air, because everything that is precious goes through a season of struggling. Even diamond and gold, when you see it in its raw stage, it's
Mhm.
not beautiful. But before it becomes beautiful, it goes through a pressure. So know that you are precious, and you're being formed to become the light of the world. So come out of it and believe in yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Etta. And we'll go to Janet now to help those people who are overwhelmed, and your wisdom will really help. Thank you.
first of all, I say take everything to him in prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Struggle doesn't mean stop, because God can use our pain as a platform for our purpose. So start small, start scared, but start.
Yes, 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 fantastic. And then I want to talk to Michelle Satchel in terms of your words of wisdom and advice for people who may be having a tough time about now.
I just want to let you know that I see them, I hear them, and I understand their struggle. But I want them to know that the fight, it begins right here in our minds, in how we think. And so when you get thoughts that are causing you to feel doom and gloom and dread and maybe pessimistic or negative, I want you to catch those thoughts. I want you to challenge it with the truth of what God says about you and what's possible for you and what you're capable of doing. And I want you, when you challenge it, when it does not line up, I want you to change the narrative, change the way you're thinking, change what you're speaking about yourself, because what you say and what you think shapes not only your current reality, but your future. And so you can change it when you start changing how you think and what you say.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you, Michelle. And for me, what I want to share is that never give up on yourself and never quit on yourself, because it all starts with you. And that's really what self-leadership is all about. It's about getting yourself right before you're able to lead or influence others to do the same. And so this is going to conclude this session. But what I want you all to know is that we have just a wonderful leader, and her name is Dr. Cheryl Wood. And look at what she's done. You're looking at all of these people on this screen, and absent is one of our keynoters absent. Her name is Dr. Bertha Winston. She's the CEO and owner of the Winston Experience. She's an office manager by day, but her passion is promoting financial wellness. The Winston Experience is a program dedicated to the financial education and empowerment of individuals and small businesses. So we want to include everyone. And we also know this, that in order to succeed today, we have to be united. We have to love one another, respect one another, and help one another whenever and wherever we can. So this is going to conclude episode 302. For all the viewers and the listeners from all over the globe, thank you so much. Go out and rate and review this episode on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We thank you so much. And on behalf of Wealth Academy Podcast, I want to thank each and every one of my cohorts here for being amazing, amazing people. And I asked for that information about meeting planners because I want you all to contact these speakers. These are not average, ordinary walk-a-day speakers. These are exceptional speakers, coaches, content creators, authors. And it will behoove you to contact them. And I'll have this information in the show notes for you all. But thank you so much. My time is up, and I thank you for yours. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll see you on the next episode of Wealth Academy Podcast. Have a great day, everyone. And thank you so much.
Bye, all.